Hey everybody, welcome to Never Lose Your Nerd. I'm Brandon.
I'm Ishmael.
Today, before we get started, if you like the video, please like it, subscribe to our channel.
Hit the bell for notifications.
Yeah, do all that good stuff. So in this video, we're going to go over the future of the Star Wars universe. Books, comics, everything going forward that's going to be connected.
Yes. And movies, right?
Movies in the future, but for right now, it's more going to be about the comics and the books, just interconnecting and everything being like a solid structure. Actually, there's not going to be any Star Wars movies until in the future. There's not going to be any movies this year, but we are going to have some TV shows. We're going to have
Obi-Wan series.
Obi-Wan, yes.
And we're going to have...
Mandalorian will be coming back at the end of the year.
Man, I can't wait for Mandalorian. I think that's like my favorite show so far.
Yeah, that'll be good. I don't think there were any other ones that were named. Anyone coming out?
The other ones are like Marvel ones, like Falcon and Winter Soldier, Wanda and Vision.
Yeah, but as far as Star Wars, I want to go over something that was announced this year at New York Comic Con in October 2019. It's a new project called
Project Luminous.
It's actually for the future of the Star Wars, like I said, universe earlier. It's going to start off, they're going to redo like the Legends, which was a bunch of old books, the Star Wars EU. They're going to redo it completely. They're going to just completely redo the whole Star Wars legacy, characters, stuff like that.
Well, that sounds cool. I hope they make like a video of like I hope they make a movie about Yoda.
Yeah, that's something we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, originally George Lucas had made a bunch of books, and I think there was comics, and I don't know if there was comics specifically, but I think it was mainly just books, like I said, called the Star Wars EU Extended Universe that he made after A New Hope, which was basically a lot of crazy stories. There was a lot of Star Wars lore and just a lot of stuff made up, and
there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people there, and
yeah, a lot of characters,
stuff that we don't even know about. And
like I said, they got into ridiculous stuff, like I've mentioned before. Yeah, the Emperor used Luke's severed arm to make or severed hand to make a clone of him.
Yeah, that sounds way too weird.
That sounds pretty ridiculous. The Project Luminous, it was called a post-Skywalker initiative. Saga initiative, like I said, where they're just gonna basically just redo. They're gonna create a whole new, like I said, extended universe.
So it's gonna be like a new saga.
Not really. The saga, everything is how it is. All 9 movies are exactly how they're gonna be, but they're just gonna redo everything in between that. They're gonna, like I said, I think the animated shows are still gonna be the same, probably be connected. But I'm not for sure.
What's the animation that we're watching so far?
The Clone Wars.
Clone Wars?
There's also Rebels, and there's one more that I can't think of right this second. Yeah, like I was saying, the books and comics are the reason for them is just to create, like I said, an interconnected, cohesive story. So everything's connected. You won't have one book talking about this, and then a movie comes out, and you're like, that's totally different than that, or a comic is going to be totally different from the books. Everything is going to be
connected.
Yes.
Connected.
It's going to be like Marvel. You know how everything in Marvel, every movie connects to the next one, and everything's just a tight-knit story.
Like Iron Man and that kid when he says he's cold. He's like, I know. He's like,
because we're connected.
Because we're connected.
Yeah, kind of like that. So what do you think about that?
I think that's going to be kind of confusing because you're going to have to always pick out each book that comes out each month or 2 months.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool, though, because I haven't read any of the Star Wars Extended Universes or anything like that.
That means we can get 2 copies, and me and you can read them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely get into it. I'll definitely get the comics and read the books, so you'll know exactly what's going on, and you'll have...
Me and you can read an audiobook.
Yeah, we can actually maybe do like a book club thing on the channel.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I would like that. Read the books, and we can go over it on the channel. Well, I'll do it if he doesn't want to do it.
Like, I'm good at reading, but I just get nervous when I read.
I think the books will be good because it'll give you... certain characters, if they don't get a lot of screen time, it'll give you like an in-depth look into some of the characters, like and give you more in their stories.
Like good description, good all that.
Yeah. They actually announced the writers that were going to be a part of these books and comics. It's Claudia Gray, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older, Kevin or Kevon Scott, and Charles Soule.
They don't sound familiar.
Justina Ireland actually does sound familiar, but yeah, I'm not too sure about the other ones.
What does Justina Ireland make?
I'm not for sure, but the name actually does sound familiar to me. So I'm
To
not
you?
exactly sure. Yeah, I've heard that name. I swear I've heard that name before. Probably maybe other people I've heard talk about Star Wars and maybe articles I've read or something like that, maybe.
Articles? She writes articles?
No, I'm saying articles I've read about Star Wars or something. I've heard that name. I know I have. But yeah, it's gonna be with Marvel Comics, and Disney actually has like their own publication. Like I said, it was all this was first announced at the Lucasfilm Publishing panel. So
That's. Can you go to that? Like pedestrians can go to that?
yeah, I'm sure because it was at Comic Con, so they have panels at Comic Con all the time.
Me and you gotta go to Comic Con.
Yeah, I know. One day. As far as everything, it's supposed to be starting this year actually with the books and the comics. So definitely looking forward to that.
What month? What month? Day? Time?
Oh, I don't-
Year?
I didn't have specifics, but definitely this year. And like I said, there's not going to be any Star Wars movies for at least a year or two. So,
Oh man. So what are we gonna be doing?
I don't know. Like I said, the books and the comics are going to be filling in the gaps. Mandalorian and
But
Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan, right? Will Obi-Wan take place after Mandalorian or before Mandalorian?
It's going to take place whenever he's watching over Luke. So it's going to be in between Revenge of the Sith, I guess, and A New Hope. I don't know how far it's going to cover. I don't know how long
And
the
where does
seasons are going to be and all
Mandalorian
that.
take place after Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Because Yoda dies.
Yeah. The next film is possibly going to be up to 400 years in the past from The Phantom Menace, and it's possibly going to have a familiar character in it.
Yoda in his prime years.
Not Baby Yoda, but the real Yoda.
Yeah.
So how do you think it would be to see like in his prime 500-year-old Yoda?
I mean, he'll still be short, but he'll be looking young,
Fit,
good looking.
won't be like hobbling around with the little
He
staff.
won't be like this.
Yeah, I've always wanted
What?
to see Yoda in his
What if
prime.
it shows him flirting with that girl in the round chairs?
Yaddle's not hot. He could do better.
Okay.
No, but honestly, I've always wanted to see a Yoda origin story. But if we get this for now, I'm fine with that.
I mean, Yoda is kind of cool. Like, I'm pretty glad that in the Mandalorian series that they actually introduced Baby Yoda. So that means if they introduce Baby Yoda, that means they're gonna have an origin story probably.
I mean, I hope so. I hope one day they do either a Yoda TV show for like his origin story, or just one day just do a origin story of Yoda, because I've always been interested in that.
Yeah, Yoda is like he's like a John Doe.
The all-time OG, man. One thing I've also been saying and calling for is no more trilogies. I think they should just start doing one-off movies and just make good movies. Don't worry about making a trilogy that's going to be watered down and rushed, and then, it's not going to be as good.
I mean, the non-trilogies would be a good idea because they will have one separate movie each time about a different person.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Or
Like, let's say one movie is about Yoda, but then the next movie about someone else.
yeah, if they're gonna go kind of like Marvel, they could start with like each individual character maybe has their own movie.
Like they did with Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor,
Yeah, and
Black Widow, coming out this year, March.
and they could introduce some more like Sith characters. Like there's one character, Darth Bane, who actually introduced the rule of two, which is where there's always a master and always an apprentice.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't really know who that is, but I think he was, like I said, in the Legends and video. I think he's been in video games too.
Is he older than Palpatine?
He's before Palpatine.
He could be Palpatine's Poppy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's gonna be cool to see these connected stories. And like I said, if the next movie is up to 500 years or 400 years in the future with a 500-year-old Yoda, that'd be pretty awesome. Like I said,
I mean, they did have photos of it, but I don't know if that's fan made or.
well, with the dreads,
Yeah.
Yoda with the dreads. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think with all the trilogies, I think if they maybe get away from the trilogies a little bit, it could be a good idea to just do some one-off movies and see how they would do. Because I think in a trilogy, if you know you only have 3 movies to make this story, sometimes it could get kind of watered down or rushed, kind of like these last couple of trilogies have been. They haven't been as well received as the originals.
I mean, if you think about it, the old movies, like the prequels, weren't that good. The only best movie was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And then the older movies, I literally thought The New Hope was boring.
Yeah, it's a little slow. Yeah.
And then The Return of the Jedi, I don't remember that one as much.
In Empire, I think Empire is mainly, it's critically acclaimed as most people's favorite of all the Star Wars movies.
Why?
Just, I don't know, because it's a darker movie and you get to see a lot of, I think the lightsaber fights with Luke and Darth Vader are pretty epic. You 2 really, really good ones. Well, I guess the one really good one. It was very long.
It was?
Yeah, it lasted a while. We need to go back and we were still
On New Hope.
we're still continuing our rewatch, and yeah, we've already watched Rogue One, so we need to get into A New Hope. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been procrastinating not to watch The New Hope because it's very slow.
It's all right. Once you get into it, get into the middle of the second half.
When they're destroying the Death Star, that's like the best part,
Yeah.
basically.
But yeah, I said I had a bunch of notes here, but I think that's about all I have for right now. But like I said, pretty much said what I wanted to say right now. If anything else in the future, anything else I think of, of course, I'll make a video trying to get this YouTube channel going a little bit more. So,
Do y'all think we should make a toy review?
of what? What toy?
I don't know, like a Star Wars toy or anything?
Maybe in the future.
Maybe.
But with that Coppola stuff going on with kids, thing about the kids' videos and not making videos for kids and stuff, I don't know.
That's why you gotta put, this is meant for adult collectors.
We need to have adult toys.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, if y'all would please like, subscribe.
Hit the bell for notification.
Yeah, and we'll see
See
you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.